Hello there, this is DJ Thed. I'm here for another tutorial. This one will be about rolling, which is this right here. So just like the YBY tech from last part, rolling is a very essential part for Rayman movement that I think a lot of newcomers to speedrunners that want to run this game, or people that just want to play the challenges and play them well, they need to learn these. Like, YBY probably isn't as essential, but rolling is way important. It's one of the most important things when it comes to Rayman movements, when it comes to moving fast and keeping your speed up and not losing your speed. And I'll get into why in a bit. But first I want to talk about some properties with the roll. So whenever you jump with Rayman, he does this. You know, he just jumps normally. But if you ever tried holding down when you're in the air, he has a different animation for when he's in the air. Like he's diving down to the ground. See? And if you're moving, or on a sloped surface, and you hold down and land, he does a roll. He does a somersault when he lands. And he keeps moving. As you can see. He doesn't stop immediately. So if I jump normally, he stops immediately, see? But when he rolls, he keeps going. He doesn't lose speed as quickly at all. I'll be getting into the speed conservation in a little bit, but one main property I want to talk about rolling for now is roll jumping. Like that. You can see when he lands, he does a somersault, and if you do a if you jump during that somersault animation, he'll do a roll jump. That's what it's called. And you'll know when you do a roll jump when Rayman does a forward flip in the air like that. If you don't successfully do a roll jump, he'll just do a normal jump or backflip when you do a backwards jump like that. But if you do that, then that's not a roll jump. If you do this, that's not a roll jump. It has to be a forward flip like that. And the main thing I want to talk about right now is the fact that roll jumps not only conserve speed, but which I'll be getting into later, but roll jumps also provide you extra jump height. So the reason I'm at this specific part of this stage is because you can see this ledge here. I cannot jump into it and grab the cliff, grab the edge of it and climb up with a normal jump. It's too high. I have to wall jump to get up here. Unless you do a roll jump like this, because roll jumps give you extra height. And as you guys should know, hopefully, when Rayman jumps, there are two different heights he can jump at. Sort of like Smash Brothers, where there's a short hop and a full hop. So yeah, short hop, that's one stage, and then the next stage is the full hop. There's no in-betweens at all. It's either the short hop, which is always the same, or the full hop, which is also always the same when you hold the button down. If you do a tap jump, that's always going to be a short hop. And when you roll jump, like this, a short roll jump is actually the same exact height as a normal jump, like that. So the only reason you'd be doing a short roll jump is to conserve speed, which again, I'll be getting into in a little bit. But if you do a full roll jump, that's where you get the extra height. That's way higher than just a normal jump. And now, I'll go ahead and get into different ways you can get into a somersault state where you can do a roll jump. So, like I showed you earlier, jumping into something with speed or on a slope will give you a... I'll give you an example of a slope surface right here. So if I stand still and do a roll jump, yeah, it can work there. But if I stand still, like this, it will not give you a roll jump. So that's because he doesn't do a somersault, because you're, standing still, like this. He just lands. So as long as you hold down when you land, he would do a somersault. But there's another common way of getting into a somersault state, which is doing it after a dash. So if you have done dashes before, spins, again, they're the same exact thing. It's the vocabulary is a bit messed up in this community, but anyway. If you spin and you hold down after it, he goes into a somersault, as you can see. He does a somersault, And when you jump during that somersault, it's also the same exact roll jump that I've been talking about before, with the same exact properties, except you don't have to jump beforehand to get into that somersault state. You have to just do it after the dash animation. So, if I do this, that's the fastest way to get up to the sledge, is by dashing and roll jumping. You can kind of do it out of a backwards punch, too. I mean, it's not as useful, but, you know, you can do this. It's, you know, you would never need to do that. I don't think it's useful anywhere. And there's probably a few other ways, but, like, doing it out of a landing and doing it out of a dash is the most important things you need to learn here, of getting into a somersault state. So allow me to get into the speed conservation properties of a roll jump. And the thing about holding down, well, basically, in this game, holding down allows you to slide, and that allows you to either gain speed or conserve speed on flat ground for the speed you already have. So if I slide down this hill and keep sliding, I'll keep having a lot of speed all the way through. If I wasn't holding down there at all, I would have just stopped in place. But since I held down, I slid all the way over here, which is very, very helpful, obviously. But as you clearly saw, it doesn't last forever. When you slide, well, you still lose speed. You have friction on the ground. You're gonna lose speed at some points, but it's sure as hell a lot faster than, you know, just standing right back up and losing speed instantly. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna be gaining speed down this hill. Downhill spots like this are really, really good at gaining speed. Speed that you would not normally be able to attain on a flat surface without brake boosting. And I'll get into that way later. Don't worry about that for now. But I'm going to be showing you what it's like to conserve speed without roll jumping. And it's definitely not as effective as roll jumping, but here we go. You can still conserve speed by doing normal jumps, but you have to do it frame perfectly. And you lose a lot more speed, especially if you wait just a few frames before you jump again when you land. And now I'll go ahead and do the same thing with roll jumping. And not only was I able to conserve more speed there, I was also able to use the extra height of the roll to get up here and just quickly move on with the level. Like that. So this part here, as I showed you earlier, I didn't exactly keep speed by only roll jumping. Because if I did that, well, I'd jump into the chains here, which would not be optimal, because you just move at a set speed when you're on the chains. You can't go any faster or slower when you're on them, so you want to avoid those when you can, obviously. So the way I go about doing that is, when I land, I'm still holding down, but once I land and start sliding and doing a somersault or whatever, I will let go of down and quickly. Pay attention to my button props on the bottom left, by the way, when I explain this, but when I stop holding down, I instantly hold right on my analog stick here. And then I dash immediately, like this. And when I do that, I still keep the speed that I had, and I'm just building up more by going downhill. So you just get more speed. And of course, you just do normal dash jumping afterwards, or you can just roll out of the dash and jump, or whatever you want to do. So again, roll into dash, and just keep going. Keep that speed. Like that. And again, that's where roll jumping is also useful, is right here. You would not normally be able to make this with the normal jump. Roll jumping would be necessary to get up here. Like that. It's a very, very, very useful technique. And all of you watching needs to learn this, like, right now. If you haven't, well, not learn this, all you need is to practice this right now. Obviously, I'm trying to teach you right now, but you need to practice. Get used to it, understand how it works, just experiment. I can't tell you every way this can be used because, you know, I'd take all day and I wouldn't be able to remember every scenario either, so you just need to learn, experiment, get used to it, all that jazz. So again, this is Creepy Castle. I'll go ahead and go through the entire level. Well, not the entire level, just the first section, just until I go into the next room using this technique, so. And there you go. Just like that. So hopefully that helps explain what roll jumping is to you newcomers out there. It is a very, very handy technique, and there's a lot more ways you can use it. Just have fun with it. It's a very, very cool feature with this game. Without roll jumping, this game would not be nearly as fun to speed through as it would be, well, as it is right now. Like, it's a very, very game-changing thing for people that don't know about it. So, with that, I'll go ahead and end this video right now. Hopefully it's not too long. Once again, I was a little bit too long-winded last time, so hopefully it's short enough. And also explain things well enough, too. So, if you guys have comments or questions, go ahead and just let me know in the comment section. I'll be sure to answer any questions you guys have whenever I do see them. So, yeah, with that, I'll go ahead and end the video. See you guys later.